Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG, a post-FAB 2.0 Flesh and Blood. Welcome to Rathe Market Update. Can't wait to hang out and chat about the market with you today. Thank you so much for your time here on the channel. FAB 2.0, real quick, how I think this is going to affect the high-end collectors market like Alpha and WTR and Arc First and Crucible, that kind of way backwards. I actually think that this announcement is going to, this is not official, this is my first initial thoughts on 12 hours after. I actually think that this new FAB 2.0 announcement is actually going to benefit that collector market as the new sets become maybe less kind of focused on the collectors. Maybe those old sets gravitate higher to the collectors and investors. Who knows? We'll see what the market ends up doing. Let's take a look at what the market's response to this whole thing was over the last 24 hours, because there has been some sales and lots of interactions in the marketplace. So if you want access to all this data as a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. You can get access to this collection tracker that does track the value of your collection in real time. Whenever I do a video like this, all these prices update and you're able to see the value of your collection from all of the Flesh and Blood sets. It's a great way to get access to the Discord server and to the community behind Flesh and Blood. It's a great opportunity to chat in those worlds. It also gets you a discount code over at minmaxgamesfab.com for 5% off of all of your orders there. They're adding some new cards this week, so make sure you take a look at that. So let's hop in here and see what's going on in WTR. Welcome to Rathe sealed boxes. Now, there was a sealed box that sold on TCG Player yesterday, kind of after the news, at 3,800. Actually, two boxes that sold at 3,800 in the last 48 hours. That being said, there are boxes currently on eBay at cheaper price points. So I don't always understand this. I don't know what the deal is with that. These boxes have been on the marketplace. They are from reputable sellers. Maybe somebody else knows something about these boxes that I don't, but they are from reputable sellers with 100% feedback, and there are two of them at the $3,000 price point. So I know there has been some shenanigans on eBay with these boxes, but these ones, from all my understanding, look fine. I know there's been a lot of boxes on eBay recently that have ended in auctions at around these prices too. So that being said, you can currently buy them on eBay for $3,000 on TCG Player. They have sold for a little bit more. Maybe people had like TCG Player bonus bucks or something like that. Maybe that's an example of why you would buy from TCG Player when you could save, $800 on eBay. I don't fully know that. We just talk about what is happening on the market, and that's kind of what's going on. So if you believe that $3,800 should be the market price, well, maybe you should go buy these two boxes at $3,000 on eBay. If that's what you think the value is, make sure you're doing your own research. I do also think that like buying these on Facebook from somebody that you trust in the community is another really better way to get these products, and I'm not sure what the behind closed door rate is right now on an alpha box, but we broke an alpha box last night and we hit a Mask of Momentum. Unlimited box is still at $61. So this is where I start talking about the new product. The new product MSRP for this new white bordered product for players. The MSRP of that product is $140, which puts the map pricing of that product at $112. So for roughly the same price right now, $8 different, $9 difference, you can get two boxes of WTR unlimited. This is where I think that new product really needs to have a higher percentage and a higher way of getting those Majestics and Legendaries. I really hope that the pull rate for those Legendaries in the new product is like one per box rather than like one per case or whatever it may be. This would really help distinguish the product as a lower price alternative to sealed boxes with what is on the market right now for WTR. Now, Arcane Rising is the caveat to that. Like, Arcane Rising is a more expensive box on the open market, but right now with the deals that you're seeing at like Card Shop Live and all those people that we don't like, you are able to get boxes of unlimited WTR very, very cheap with cash back or gift card back plus like a free grade. Like, it just seems like the market's not ready for that. That's just my opinion. We'll see. Hopefully those products, this is what I'm saying, hopefully those products have an increased print run of the Legendary. So it's easier to get a Legendary in that white bordered product than it is in this black bordered product that is roughly the same price. That's my hope moving forward. We'll see what that actually looks like when they actually give us more details about that product. Just an interesting note I wanted to say, because these boxes seem pretty stale at the $61 price point. I know that there are an increase in the number of packs in the white bordered product. That being said, that white bordered product has 36 packs for the map pricing of $112, and for this you could get 2 boxes at $120 ish, plus discounts on those places for 48 packs. So it seems interesting to me. I hope the pull rate of those white bordered cards is less. All right, didn't want to harp on that too much, but wanted to make sure I said that because talking about the numbers. Heart of Fyendal, have not seen anything. I would anticipate you will see a Heart of Fyendal auction happen post this news of FAB 2.0, as some of those higher end people maybe want to see where the market prices that at. I would keep your eye out for a Heart of Fyendal auction over the next couple of days. Unlimited Heart sitting at 190. We have not seen an Alpha Heart sell for quite a while. As you guys do know, I did acquire one, if you saw the other night, in a trade, and this was the price that they kind of quoted. It was around that price that we had negotiated and landed on. So I would say an Alpha Heart, kind of around that $10,000 price point. It's really hard in a raw format or 9 format, really hard to figure out where this product will land. Conversation of this also kind of leans towards alpha boxes or case prices, which would put it more like $12,000, as a box is $3,000. This stuff is all happening behind closed doors. It's all really hard to distinguish what the value of anything is. A lot of them are moving in trades, and whenever you have trades, it's hard to figure out exactly where the value is. I think the market needs to see a public sale. We have seen the latest kind of public auction is even behind closed doors in a kind of closed Facebook group too. It was an auction for a 9.5 heart. I don't remember exactly where that ended. We talked about it on these videos before, but it'll be really interesting to see where this lands. We did have a public sale of an Eye of Ophidia. I believe it was a BGS 9 that was like around $6-ish grand. So that would kind of put this heart again, maybe that $12,000 price point, somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000, I would say, currently for a Heart of Fyendal Alpha. I do think we will see another one pop up on the market. So if you're interested in one of these, you may be wanting to look on the eBay stuff over the next couple weeks. I kind of just have a gut feeling we'll see one. All right, like I said, we pulled a Mask of Momentum on the stream last night. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that, I actually had a patron who pulled a mask and a mask and a Teklo Foundry Heart. 2 packs. They pulled both the cold foils. We actually had 4 cold foils in the 2 boxes, Arc 1 and WTR Alpha. It was a great opening. Go check that out. But a Mask of Momentum did recently sell at $3,000. Let me pop that up for you. Did recently sell at that $3,000 price. Oh, I wanted to talk about the heart real quick. There's one on eBay right now for $20,000. This one is, it says in great condition, beautiful condition, see photos. But when I see those photos, I see a great scratch on the right side of that. So, if that one sells for $20,000, I think a 9.0 would actually be worth like 25, even higher. So I don't think that one's going to sell for $20,000. Just my opinion on that. But anyway, let's move on to the Scabskin leathers that sold for $14.50. That's a good new price. That is up 18% from the last one that sold in March for $2,200. And then we did have Mask of Momentum was on TCG Player that sold for $3,000 right here. You can even see the photo of it. Good condition mask, sold for $3,000. Lots of photos on it. The person who bought it was confident in it. So lots of photos, lots of good sale at $3,000 on that Mask of Momentum. That puts things up 3.7% to an average of just over $2,000. Looking at the good old cold foil commons, a little bit soft this week, down 8%. We had a Helm of Eisen's Peak sell for $231. We had Iron Rock Gauntlets sell for $222. We had Refraction Bolter sell for $300. We had a Heart and Cross Strap sell for $192. So a lot of softness in those. Snapdragon's still the most expensive, sitting at $525. Looking at your first edition Majestics, rainbow foil is not really moving much at all, but your regular ones are up 3% to 59 or $60 on average. Enlightened Strike at 180. We saw a foil Enlightened Strike sell a couple weeks ago for $1,000. Yeah, it seems like a low price. This was on eBay. There was one bid on it in the entirety of the auction, and that was for $1,000. So it was a 7-day auction, plenty of time. It sold for $1,000. Interesting there. I anticipate cards like that is the things that we will start seeing move if the market wants to try to figure out how FAB 2.0 actually affects it. I think we may see a heart go up for sale. I think we may see like an alpha foil E-strike, maybe some of these legendaries. As people want to try to feel out how did this news affect the market, we may start seeing some of these things pop up, because this is a card that a lot of people would say is undervalued at $1,000 if the market has moved back forward. But there's no evidence of that. So I think like that's the type of stuff that we may start seeing as people try to figure out what the price of stuff is after FAB 2.0. So moving forward, we get super rares up 1%. You had a Last Ditch Effort Blue. It's the only color, sorry. Sold for $93, which is up 55% from the last one. You also had a Reckless Swing sell for $80, which is down 12%. Mugenshi Release sold for $90. You got some other sales here. Not a ton of interaction. And then the regular side, you are up 1.2% there for $12 on average. Rainbow foil rares, average price down 4% to $30.50. Keep in mind the rares and commons are all TCG low, so people could buy them up and then just things happen. So this is just TCG low at the snapshot of when we took the pricing. Regular rares are sitting at $2.68. Rainbow foil commons are sitting at an average price point this week as it loads all the numbers at $9.13 for the rainbow foils, and the regular commons sitting at an average price of $1.15 per card, which is up 7%. So as you get to the first edition, expected value per box here. We did a box open last night. It was great. It worked out really well. We opened a Mask Momentum. We certainly made money on the box. You could, if it was you opening that box, you could sell that Mask Momentum for the $3,000 you bought the box, and then have all the other cards as free goodies, right? But if you open up a full 40 boxes, the average price, including the $10,000 Heart of Fyendal, is sitting at $1,760 per box. If you open up just a case, if you don't include the Heart of Fyendal and you just do a 4-box average, for a case, you're sitting about $1,490. If you're just going to open up one box, you don't want to include the opportunity of hitting a legendary in your evaluation of how to open a box, you're sitting at $970. It does not include the Fable or the legendary in the data to come up with that number. So let's move on real quick. Talk about unlimited. So how did FAB 2.0 affect the unlimited market here with the introduction of the white bordered cards? Not a ton of interaction on the legendaries. Mask Momentum way down 20% to $77. This could just be, the Blitz format not being as much as IRA or whatever. I don't know. You can make a million excuses for it. Down to $77. Braveforge Bracers down to $94. Spring Tunic is actually up this week, up to $175. That's up 9%. Tectonic Plating is up to $66, and Scab Skin is up to $65. I think one of the things we definitely saw happen is a lot of stores bought boxes in anticipation for this Farewell to WTR event. And in a lot of cases that I'm hearing from people in my own experience, not as many people needed the boxes or were as interested in buying those boxes during that event. And that might not have been your case at your store, but I do hear from a lot of stores that was the case at their store, and that was certainly the case during my WTR event. But the reaction to that was to open boxes for singles, because you could open boxes for singles. Now we've kind of gotten away from that market. So if you take a look at this dip that we saw on a lot of these cards, things like Tectonic Plating, that was because of the meta. Everybody was kind of buying up the Tectonic Plating for Starvo or for whatever. I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't Starvo. Maybe it was Valda. I can't remember why people were buying that. But and then a lot of people opened up boxes, and we saw a little bit of a dip in the market on these legendaries. Now that's kind of done. Those boxes are no longer at stores. There is still a lot of boxes at distribution that was on sale from distributors and is still on sale at distribution. So it'll be interesting to see if somebody does another kind of mass box opening. That certainly affected the market for quite a while. But now it seems like those legendaries have dried up, and now prices are starting to trend upwards. Even though we're down 0.02%. 0.2%, sorry. There are some things trending upwards, especially like the tunic. This mask is an interesting loss here. But anyway, looking at your unlimited Majestics, those have not dried up. You're still seeing a lot of sell-offs. I do think that this is a result of the end of ProQuest season, kind of leaning into maybe over the, these numbers were pulled today, so maybe some people listing the cards as a reaction to there being whiteboarded cards coming out. I don't know any of that. Only time will tell how the market's going to react to this. My gut says that this is a reaction to people just wondering how this whiteboarded product that is for players, unlimited used to be for players, and so people who are going to just be buying the lowest value card anyway, not wanting to have a more expensive card, so they sell off their cards in order to then buy the whiteboarded product that is coming out in like 3 weeks. You'll be able to get this product, according to the website. You'll be able to get this product in like 3 weeks. So that could be a cause here for a lot of these prices trending downwards. I have talked to some people who are doing that. I'm not saying that that is the right thing to do. I'm not saying that that is the wrong thing to do. I'm not saying anything at all. Obviously, there won't be any rainbow foils printed into that set. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the rainbow foils. But there also won't be any black border cards printed into that. So it doesn't necessarily mean a lot to that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what the market is doing and where I think that might be coming from. You also have the end, like I said, of the ProQuest season. Everyone's kind of anticipating a huge meta shift at the end of May. So get rid of all your cards now, take some money, put it in a pile, and then when we do get a new meta, then you can buy into the cards that you want. That's certainly happening. Mixed with that maybe white border card thing going on, you got kind of a little bit of a perfect storm happening, in my opinion, on the unlimited side of things. So it will be very, very interesting to see where things move forward. We are now at prices. If you look at like E-Strike, this is the price when we went out of print. It jumped up to this almost $170 price point, and now we're back down below the out of print announcement at that $72 price. So very, very interesting to see moving forward. Super rares unlimited are actually up. These, a couple of these will actually be reprinted as Majestics in the next set. I think it's like 45 Majestics, and if you do the math, almost all of the super rares seem to be, not all of them because they have crew there too. So a decent number of these super rares will be up printed. It'll be very interesting to see what that set looks like whenever it is released. So looking at rainbow foil rares, average price on TCG low is 23 cents. This is where I've said on that new whiteboard product, I don't understand why we need the rares and the commons. Like, I don't understand why that product, it's not draftable. Why is it a 36 pack booster box? For the non-US crowd who didn't get all the unlimited, it makes sense to have a boxed product, whatever. But for the US crowd, I'm not sure that this whiteboarded product is needed for the rares and commons, and where we could have seen a box that is much smaller, much cheaper, and more easily gets the legendaries and majestics into the hands of the players at a cheaper price point instead of this $140 MSRP. We got rares for rainbow foil rares at 23 cents. We've got regular rares at 7 cents. None of these are preventing any players from getting in the game. I don't think we need them. It just seems like a waste of space to me, honestly, as a store. But the rainbow foil commons at 20 cents, the only couple rainbow foil commons that are even worth much is like a Sink Below and an Unmovable and a Snapdragon and even a red Pummel. So but nobody needs a bunch of white bordered commons in order to be able to play the game, other than the international crowd. And that is a much important distinction. That product is very, very good for the international crowd. But as a market, I think I personally would have liked to see, and we'll talk about this more later, but personally would have liked to see a product that gets the players able to open up Majestics and Legendaries for cheaper than they are able to open it up in Unlimited was. It gets more product, more white-bordered non-foil cards at a cheaper price point that are just Majestics and Legendaries, because we don't really need the commons and rares, and this just adds to the value. It just adds to the expense of the box and the space and the transportation that it takes to make it. That being said, I know we've gone on some tangents here, but all across the board, if you open up 40 boxes, you're down 11% to $57.18. If you just open up a case, you're sitting at $52.43 for those for everything other than the Fable. And then if you just open up one box, you're sitting at $28. So all in all, very interesting to see how the market is responding and will respond. We may take a look at some of the stuff over the next couple weeks, especially as we see what specific cards are in this white bordered reprint set. A couple things I want to end with. I definitely think that set is necessary for the international crowd. I am not harping on that for the international crowd. They need it. It's a great product for those people. I don't, those people who haven't gotten these cards, right? I don't know that I really agree that it needed to be printed for the rarity that it is and the expense that is. $140 MSRP for that box seems a little bit high to me. And it doesn't necessarily mean, I hope that the way that it can be fixed, and maybe we see that, is if those legendaries are at like a 1 per box pull rate in 36 packs, I think that can be pretty good. I think that can be definitely a huge step forward. So hopefully whenever we see that product, we see that, and that it is a increased print run of those legendaries, increased pull rate than it was for unlimited. I think that's almost necessary to make that product actually help the value of the cards come down for those white bordered cards to be opened in volume, especially at that price point of, map pricing for that should be about $112. So anyway, hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember, be kind to the people around you. If you want access to all this stuff as a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Get access to the collection tracker, a Discord server. We play events. We have a lot of fun. Lots of people to hang out and talk to about all sorts of games, and lots of trades happening and sales. A lot of great places to happen. And then that collection tracker. Remember to be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video, and thank you for your time and for being here.